Advice on leading and attending an EdCafe. The night before, or a couple nights before you would lead an EdCafe session, you want to go through your book and all your notes and figure out what topic do you want to talk about, or what question do you want to pose to a group. What would be really interesting for people to come and discuss with you. You can also think about what you might want to write your paper on, and then use the EdCafe as a way to work through ideas and collect quotations for what you might want to write about. So when you sign your topic up on the schedule, you'll know what area of the room that you're going to be in. So when it's time for the session to start, what the four presenters are going to do is they're going to stand up and they say, in this area, I'm going to be talking about this topic. So in the door corner, I'm going to be talking about why Big Brother is always watching the people in 1984. So the four presenters say what they're going to talk about, and then you go over, everybody's going to move, and you go over to the corner that you're going to talk about your topic, and then other people are going to drag their desks over and they're going to listen to you talk for about, I'd say 30 seconds to a minute, right? You have your notes, you have your topic, you want to lay the foundation of the discussion. So after you lay that foundation, then engage with them, figure out, why are these group members here, what ideas do they have, what connections do they make? And then when the time is up, so say, the class is doing the session for about 5 or 7 minutes, whatever it is, then you're going to stand up and you're going to say, one takeaway that we had in our group. And it could be like an ongoing question you have, or like a realization, or something that you guys came together as a group and decided. And so you stand up and you tell the rest of the class what that takeaway is. And then you sit down and you are ready to go. You're done for the day. Now, if you are one of the participants in an EdCafe, the first thing you want to do is pay really close attention to the four presenters as they stand up and introduce what the topics are going to be about in each of the corners. And then I would say you definitely want to choose wisely. They're your notes that you're going to take. You have to sit there in that conversation, so pick the one that sounds the most interesting. It might apply directly to things that you've talked about or that you're interested in, or it could be something that provokes your ideas, that says, oh, I haven't thought about that before, or that might just be an interesting topic to consider. I would avoid traveling with your friends. To be perfectly honest, they'll be there in 5 minutes. Like, you were the one who asked to attend this conversation, and you were the one who has to take notes on it, so pick the one that sounds the most interesting. And on that note, I would say take good notes. You don't know what might come back later, is what I would say. So write down quotations and write down things that references to page numbers and ideas and questions, because you might find yourself a week later saying, oh my God, I wish I remember what I was talking about in that session. And to that end, too, in terms of remembering, I would, when the session is done, the group leader is going to have a takeaway that they present to the entire class. But for yourself, just jot down a quick personal takeaway and say, out of this, I want to remember this question. Out of this, I kind of wrap it up here. And in that way, you have, you've done your own sort of conclusion. You've put it all together for yourself at the end of that session. All right, so that basically wraps up what an EdCafe looks like for you as a participant, either a leader or an attendee. So as you go forward, if your class is doing EdCafes and you guys have great videos, or if you have artifacts, if there's work that you have, then go ahead and feel free to submit them to my site, whatisanedcafe.wordpress.com, and basically have fun and good luck.